Greetings, I'm Dr. Max Gomez at the 5th International Vatican Conference, and I am joined today by Moira Forbes from Forbes. And thank you for spending some time with us today.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Pleasure. So, Moira, let's start out first with, we all attend a lot of different conferences, and they tend to be relatively narrowly focused on a problem, a disease, an organ, and so forth. This Vatican conference is really much broader than that. How do you see that as a value? What's the value behind this kind of a conference?
I think now more than ever, in order to drive meaningful change, in order to scale innovation and solve some of the world's most intractable issues, you have to be bringing together diverse stakeholders who care very deeply about similar sets of issues, but are approaching it from different vantage points. Breaking traditional silos, particularly in the healthcare arena, has to be done. The pandemic has shown us that it is possible. And I hope that the momentum that's been created over the past year only continues to scale in scope and force around transforming the future of care.
Exactly. That's so important. And I know that you've dedicated much of your career to breaking down some of these systemic barriers, particularly for women that have impacted or prevented women from moving up. Tell me a little bit about this multimedia platform. What was your inspiration for that, and how was that helping?
So I had always been very passionate about giving voice and spotlighting underrepresented communities. And I launched a media platform almost 15 years ago, Forbes Women, dedicated to women in business and leadership, because I felt that there wasn't the stories and the narratives to really spotlight the extraordinary work that women were doing within the business arena, but also the need to begin to break down barriers and accelerate much needed change to advance progress. And what's been so promising is at the time, while the stories were rich and the narratives were very powerful, there wasn't a lot of conversation or action in terms of creating greater access to opportunity within the business arena. And fast forward now, every day there's a conversation, in all of our lives around creating greater access and opportunity to achieve success. And so for me, it was really giving voice and visibility and being a part of the solution, not just having conversations, but taking action to solve important problems, much like this conference is doing.
And it feels now that we've reached kind of a critical mass, if you will. There's been, as you said, a lot of conversation over the years, but now I think we're starting to see some real results and action, and hopefully in the E-suite. But it seems that one area where we're lagging kind of behind is in STEM, science, technology, engineering, math for women. How do you address that?
Well, for me, I think this is one of the greatest areas of focus in terms of advancing progress, not just for women, but society as a whole. If you think about the technology sector, that has an outsized impact in terms of shaping our world, in terms of the products and services that we use, the algorithms that literally can shape so much of our life. So we need to address all aspects of the talent pipeline. And really, for me, one of the most important areas is young women and girls, to ensure that there's pathways to opportunity and learning within STEM, but also really understanding why are they leaving? Why is the attrition when they do join STEM jobs and work in technology, science, and engineering? Why is there continue to be such attrition? And I think the more that we can do to measure and hold industries, organizations, and communities accountable, the faster we'll be able to drive that progress.
Moira Forbes, that's such an important topic, and we hope to see you continuing to make a difference in that area. Thank you for your time today.
Well, thank you so much, Max. And I feel very privileged to be a part of the conversations at this extraordinary event, and also what these conversations represent in terms of driving real change.
Thank you.